Life, Strength, and Health Podcast, episode 66.
What you put in will be what you really get out.
Welcome, everyone. This is Life, Strength, and Health Podcast with Jamal and Kim, where it's our mission to educate, empower, and inspire you to live healthier. So let's dive into the show. Hi, Kim and Jamal here, and welcome to another episode of Life, Strength, and Health Podcast. I'm Kim, and I'm joined with Jamal.
Greetings, everyone.
And
peace and blessings.
Yes, and welcome to episode number 66. In this episode, we'll be interviewing Teneka Thomas, and we'll dive into that in a few minutes. But first, I want to say thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
One thing that I do want to say is a big warm thank you and so much gratitude for each and everyone that tunes in to our podcast. I forgot to mention in previous episodes that we have surpassed the 20,000 download mark for our show. And I'm so grateful that for everyone that tunes in and gives us feedback and says, you know, keep doing the show. They're getting so much value from it. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you really think about it, like 20,000, you know, reaching 20,000 people, like that's serious. Or 20,000 listens, like that's pretty amazing. So, right. Yeah, we really appreciate you on that. Continue to listen, continue to share our podcast to people that you think it will benefit. Because we really do this for you. We do this to give back. You know, it's not like we charge to listen to this. You know, we take the time out to really empower and try to educate people the best that we can.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing that I want to also share on this show is that it's that time again. It's time for our holistic health retreat.
Yes.
And this retreat is centered around relaxation and rejuvenation. And it was created to serve our clients. A lot of our clients have a lot of stress in their life and don't take that time for themselves. And face it, we all do. We have so many responsibilities. And this retreat is geared towards putting that work into yourself, into relaxing, rejuvenating, building yourself up so that when you come back after that retreat, you feel amazing. And this is going to be our second annual retreat. We have it in the beautiful mountains of Washington, New Jersey. And we're in the planning stages and looking to have and host this retreat sometime in September. So if you are interested and would like to know more, we ask that you join our wait list so that as more information is developed, we can share that information with you. So just go to lifestrengthandhealth.com/retreat. That's lifestrengthandhealth.com/retreat, and just join our email list. And when we finalize all the information, we will send that information straight to you.
Yes. Also, you know, last year we did it was a 1-day retreat, and taking time away from your life to just focus on you is powerful. To take a few hours just to yourself is powerful. So we did one full day last year to be able to just take a day out for yourself, to be able to, you know, release and recharge. So, and that was successful. It was great. We had a lot of fun. Everyone got a lot out of it. And this year we're doing a full weekend. So you'll arrive on a Friday and you'll stay to Sunday. So it'll be the whole weekend. So You'll really get a chance to get away, let the mind go, and just experience those things. So we're already in talks about it. We'll be releasing the information really soon. So jump on that list. We already know that we're going to be doing some classes as far as like food preparation and cooking is concerned. We have some different types of workshops that we're going to be doing. I know we're going to be doing yoga and other amazing things. So you definitely don't want to miss this.
Yes. And the next thing we want to talk about is, actually, a few days ago, we kind of did a private workshop online for some of our health warriors. And a health warrior, if you're not a health warrior, you won't know what that is. But a health warrior is anyone that made that commitment to work with us and to improve their health and to work with us directly, because in a sense, in today's day and times, you need to be a warrior because everything out in society definitely doesn't assist you in being healthier out there. So a lot of our clients, the What the Health documentary was released. And a lot of our clients were coming to us with questions, concerns watching that movie. And they were asking us, what do we think about it? It was, so many people were asking. So what we did was we had a private workshop where we gave our review of the movie. And then we had a segment where we had a Q&A where our health warriors could ask any questions and we would address it. And it was really a great, time that we had a private meeting.
Yeah.
We got a lot of great reviews, a lot of great insight. And, some people were probably a little surprised on our take of the movie. But we really addressed it from our perspective of the experience that we have in the natural health industry of being plant-based for so many years, being vegan at one time, a raw foodist, and so on and so forth, and really gave our intake or our take on the movie. So we got a lot of great feedback from it. Yeah,
and that's something that we're going to make available to our health warriors, and we're going to provide that on our platform, our membership site that we're going to have available. So that's going to be some value that you'll be able to check out at a later time. So if you've seen the movie, if you've been shocked by the movie, if you have questions about the movie, we're going to definitely be addressing those concerns within our membership platform that we're working on for you.
Right. And that's something that once our membership platform launches, we'll be doing a live training session on various aspects of health, as well as a live Q&A session once a month so that we can really stay connected to our members to help assist you on your health goals. Okay. And like Jamal said, that recording of the What the Health review and Q&A session is going to be on the platform. I already put it on the platform. So when we launch, you will get direct access to that, to the recording, the video and the audio of it. And if you want to know more about the membership platform, or just when we're going to open the doors, which is going to be in the upcoming weeks, just go to lifestrengthandhealth.com/member. That's lifestrengthandhealth.com/member to sign up to be on the waiting list. Okay, so now let's dive into our organic food for thought. And this week's organic food for thought is related to the concept of recreation. And recreation is really a play on words. It's a recreation of the way we used to live.
Yes. One of the things that we tell people all the time when it comes to like exercise and fitness, we tell them that you don't have a choice. Like, it's non-optional. We live in a society where, we have all of these options and you could choose to do something or you can choose not to do something. And fitness and exercise is one of those things that you don't have an option to do. But you have to. But the problem is that it seems so extra, like we have busy lives, so now we got to take extra time out to exercise, or extra time out to be fit. And just going back to what Kim was saying about the whole recreation thing, there was a time where we didn't have to exercise because physical fitness was built into our lifestyle, right? Just to get water, like we had to travel to actually get water. Right now for recreation, people go hiking, but we didn't have to just go hiking for recreation. Like, we went hiking because we were foraging for berries. We were hunting, and different things of that nature. Like, we had to walk long distances. Like, this was a normal part of our life, like physical activity. So as technology began to advance, we became more sedentary, and we weren't doing these things that were automatically built into our lifestyle that caused us to have better health, to be physical. It caused us to be mobile. If you have to build your home and if you had to, maintain a farm farm or garden or your land, you're automatically going to have those things built in. So the further away we get from that lifestyle, because everything is getting more and more convenient, the more that we have to adapt that type of lifestyle, the further we're getting away from fitness. So it's very important that you stay active and you recreate the way that the people before us lived. So recreation is very important. What was the name of that movie? Do you remember? It was a Disney cartoon. I think it was it WALL-E, where we got to a point where everything was done for you. So you had people that was just sitting. They never
just opened their mouth.
Moved.
Right. I think so. It was disturbing.
They just sat there, right? And they opened their mouth. They had their teeth brushed for them. They got washed, and they didn't have to walk. Like, they had the hover kind of chairs that just moved. So, yeah. Like, that was crazy. No sunlight, no nothing. Like, you just was
it's
a vegetable.
It's almost like we getting to that place. Industrialization certainly has many benefits, but when it's not balanced, like you said, in past years, my mom grew up on a farm, and she used to tell me, like, they would have to go get the chicken and kill it for dinner. Like, or when you wash your clothes, you hang it on the line. Like, it was always some type of physical movement in your daily action. And we've kind of gotten away from it, especially if you live in like a city and you're not like on a farm. You kind of get disconnected and you have to recreate it. You need recreation.
Yeah, even just go to the bathroom. I remember my dad when he was younger.
Yeah, they had outhouses.
They had to walk out no matter what time. If it was 2 a.m, they had to go out to the backyard to an outhouse, and then they had to keep that sanitary and clean. Like, it was just work all the time.
But it wasn't work for them. It was just regular life.
Just regular life. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And then there was another movie. I don't remember this one. It was Bruce Willis. Do you remember that one with Bruce Willis, where everyone stayed in their virtual? They stayed in their homes, and they sent out these kind of like avatar bots for them.
Right. But the avatar bots were like in great condition
and perfect, yeah. But meanwhile, everyone was sick, overweight, and just stuck at home, just living, going to work, and living this reality, right in the convenience of their own home.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, so that was this week's Organic Food for Thought as we digress. Okay, so let's dive into this week's episode. And the name of this episode is Physical Fitness is the Key with Teneka Thomas. And Teneka Thomas is someone that Jamal and I have known for the past few years. And one of the many reasons, one is actually Teneka went on our holistic health retreat last year. So hopefully she joins us this year if she can. But the main reason we know Teneka is that she is a personal trainer at our gym. And we have known Teneka for quite a few years. And we've always seen the way that she trains her clients. And we know that she knows her stuff, and she's in great physical condition where, we know she walks her talk, but we wanted to have her on the show so we can dive more into the aspect of physical fitness.
Yeah, I look forward to this show. We've been trying to get her on for a while now, and just never was able to work out. And we finally was able to catch up with each other and get her on the show. So this was a good talk that we had with her. She works with a lot of women clients as well as male clients, but just really feels the need and passion to really empower women's health.
Yes. So before we dive into the episode, let me just share a little bit about Teneka. Teneka Thomas is a Plainfield, New Jersey resident on a mission to deliver the message that fitness and health can cure many health challenges. She wants to spread awareness in communities that are not active enough. When working with her clients, Teneka takes a holistic training approach to help her clients reach their health goals. She believes in having a mental connection to fitness and feels that a lack of this connection is one of the main reasons people are not consistent with staying active. Teneka is a N.A.S.M certified trainer of 8 years, a Zumba instructor, mother of 2 boys, and someone who walks her talk. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive into the interview with Teneka. Today we are joined by Teneka Thomas. Teneka, we have known for quite a while. Teneka has joined us actually on our retreat last year, our holistic health retreat. But the main reason we know Teneka is because we see her quite a few times each and every week.
Yes.
Teneka is a personal trainer at our gym, and we wanted to have her on the show to talk about fitness because as a woman of color, we definitely do work out, but we definitely need to see more of us out in the gym and taking care of our health because it's a great form of stress relief and it should be a part of life for each and every one of us. So welcome, Teneka, to the show.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. Definitely welcome. Happy to have you on. I know it's been a long time in the making, right?
Yes, absolutely.
But I'll say this, though. We go to the gym often and we would see Teneka training her clients and, just her style of training with them. It always got our attention, very holistic in her approach. And then we see her working out in the gym.
Right.
And, she works out hard. She hits the weights hard and she does, really good workouts. And at Life, Strength and Health, when we get a lot of women that come in and they're training, it seems like women are, for whatever reason, they're afraid of really hitting the weights hard.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to, just jump on the cardio machines and that's pretty much it. So, we love just your approach to, how you hit the weights. And the thing is, women have this kind of idea in their mind that if they hit the weights, that they're going to look like bodybuilders and they're going to look like these brute men. That's just what they automatically think, right? But
right, absolutely.
But looking at how you work out, how you train, you hit it hard, and you have a great physique. It's a physique that a lot of women would want, and it's soft looking, and I just think that we have to shatter that myth about weight training, especially for women and Black women overall. So I think that that's something that needs to be spoken about. So, that's why we wanted to have you on the show and to spread your message about fitness, especially to our people. We don't work out enough, we don't work out enough and we're not doing the right things. So I think that that's important. So how long have you been training?
I have been training 7 years now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what? Okay.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. And how long? Not how long, but what got you into personal training? What made you decide to start training?
Well, in high school, I ran track. I was a sprinter, and I enjoyed everything that had to do with track. Not only was I a sprinter in the relays, but I also did the long jump, and I just enjoy exercising. And fast forward, when I was pregnant with my oldest son, I gained about 70 pounds.
Wow!
So I'm 5'1". At the time, I was like 115 pounds, and like I said, I gained 70 pounds with him, and luckily, I lost the weight, but I just didn't feel myself. And I just recall how good track and the exercise programs that we had for track practice and everything, how good it made me feel. And then just being a new mom at the time, the worries, the stresses of having a new baby and working and everything, I knew that, with exercise, that would be my stress outlet.
Right.
So I wanted to feel good. I wanted to look good. I needed, just to get back to myself. So I decided to join a gym, and I did. I kind of got back to as normal as I possibly could have after having the baby, and just decided, since I have such a love for the gym, for exercising, why not make it a career? So I went to school, I got my certification, and I joined a new gym, which is the present gym that I work at now. And the fitness director noticed the way that I worked out and everything like that, and he asked if I had ever thought about maybe becoming a personal trainer. And at the time, I was like a couple weeks away from taking the test. And I let him know, and he pretty much hired me on spot, and I've been there ever since.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, that's great. And I know that you were applying those principles to yourself. How long did it take for you to get back to your natural weight?
Well, I was a lot younger then, but it really didn't take. I was, I guess, one of the fortunate, less lucky females. It didn't take me long at all. Honestly, it took me about maybe 2 or 3 months, honestly, to get back.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, to get back to quote unquote normal. But in those 2 or 3 months, even with juggling the baby and everything, I really made time for myself to get to the gym so that, I could just feel like the old Teneka.
Right.
So, I scheduled it into my day, like with anything else, with work and everything. And I made it a priority just as with the baby and, being a mom and everything. So it just became a way of life for me. Right.
Yeah. And I noticed that you mentioned running track in the past. That's a passion of mine, track and field.
Is.
That's my favorite sport.
Not mine.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah.
That's torture. Good.
Yeah, I love track. I watch it often. I'm looking forward to the World Championships this year. What events did you run?
I ran the 4x1. I ran the 2x4, a 100 and a 200 sprint.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. So we got a sprinter in the house.
Yes, a sprinter.
Okay. So, what is? Well, let's back up a bit because I know you're very passionate about this, and I know that in our talks you really want to spread the word about health and fitness within the community. What's your perspective on just like the state of health in our country, and as far as like fitness is concerned, and overall, what's your perspective on that?
Well, I think the awareness has definitely grown. Thanks to our former First Lady, lover.
Yeah.
But I think, especially in our community, we are starting to realize the importance of it. I think that that stigma that we have with certain reasons as to why we don't want to exercise, be it, our hair or whatever the case may be, I think that with more color populating the fitness world, that it's yielding or merging into the mainstream, which, helps to raise the awareness of why it's so important. And I think, if we can get it to start in the earlier years with our children and everything, it'll become a way of life. And, just overall, we will continue to grow, and as far as knowledge-wise, and, not necessarily run from it.
Right. Now, we kind of hinted at this at the beginning of the show. Let's talk about the weights. Like, what's going on with the weights? Why are women afraid of the weights?
Well, just like you said, when we think of picking up that dumbbell or that barbell, the first thing that comes to mind is a big guy, a big with tracks all over the place and huge quads and, just kind of looking like the Incredible Hulk. That's the first thing we think of.
Yes.
And then if we put a female in that category, now we feel like she's like, the female Incredible Hulk. And just large and burly and everything like that. But that's not necessarily the case. First of all, for a female to even get to that size, we as females, we don't have the amount of testosterone that you need to even build muscle to that capacity. A lot of times, when you see, and I'm not saying that all females do this, but when you see females that are that size, there's usually some type of help that may help them to achieve that massive growth. You know what I mean? Not necessarily knowing that it's so much work, and for the average female, you don't have the time to even really invest in putting that amount of work in to build that type of body. You know what I mean? So I think because of what we see, we tend to run from it. But it's the weightlifting for women. I mean, for men it's necessary as well, but for women it's extremely necessary.
Yes.
As we get older, our bones tend to thin out and become brittle. And with the weightlifting, not only does it, help us to look good and toned and everything and build lean muscles, but it also helps with our bones.
Yes.
So it helps to strengthen our bones. So as we get older, hopefully we don't need the meds because of osteoporosis. And, God forbid if something happens, a slip and fall, we're strong enough and our bones are strong enough to withstand that. And maybe we'll have a bruise or so, but, nothing major. So it's necessary, not just for the physical aspect, but just overall, to incorporate the resistance training in there.
Right. And you've raised a lot of good points about just weight training and exercising, period, because a lot of people just get stuck on the muscle. A lot of people just get stuck on the weight. And what I tell people is that in our society, we've been led to believe that we have the option not to exercise. Like, we can decide, do we want to exercise or not? But you don't have an option because, like you said, it builds bone. A lot of people don't realize that you're actually building bone when you exercise. So if you're building bone, you're building muscle. And to add to that, you're pumping your lymphatic system, so you're improving your immune system. You're releasing stress from your body. It does so many things that, it's just so important. And something else that you pointed out that I think is really important for our women listeners to pay attention to is, in order to get massive, like you see these men or some of these women bodybuilders on a professional level, like you said, the amount of time that you have to put in the gym, like these women are putting in, 2-hour weight training sessions, sometimes 2 times a day. And they're doing that every day. And they're eating the amount of food that these women eat.
Right.
And then on top of that, they're taking testosterone or some type of performance enhancing drug. So that's not the average woman.
Exactly.
And I just want to point that out. This weight training, as hard as they think that they could, they're never going to look like that. And you're proof of it. We're going to hopefully provide a picture for people to be able to just kind of see who they're listening to, and they see like you're nothing like that, and you incorporate all different types of training into your workouts. And like what's your main style when you're working out with your clients that you use?
Well, depending on their goals,
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually I incorporate cardio as well as resistance. So when we have a session together, you're not just pumping iron, you're not just lifting weights and I'm counting reps and sets and everything. You may do your warm up before you get to me, but I can guarantee that I'm going to throw a cardio burst in there, which would, for some, maybe the rest. For some, maybe a little more of the work, but it's kind of like an interval type program, because I've learned that sometimes, some people just rely on just the personal training session to be their workout for the week. So if that's the case, and if that is how your time and schedule allows, then I want to give you the most that I can with our time together. So if I need to incorporate some cardio to get that heart rate up, to make the heart strong, lungs are strong, I'm going to mix that in there as well as the resistance training to get those healthy bones, healthy joints, healthy ligaments, and strong lean muscles. So I try to do a mixture of intensity with cardio, the resistance intensity, not too high, but to the point where you feel the muscles working, and you know that you're getting a really good workout. I'm not trying to kill you, but, I want to see you reach your goals. I want you to reach the potential that I'm sure you're capable of, even if it's just to build strength, to be stronger, not necessarily weight loss or anything like that. But, I just want to work with you to get you close to your goals, whatever they are.
You said this one word that I think is important when it comes to exercise, and that's intensity. How you push people in their intensity, and just kind of looking at people in the gym, and just my experience, being in the gym over the years, the main thing that I see, that outside of not lifting and just doing the cardio, outside of that, the main reason why I see people not progressing is the intensity of what they're bringing to their workout sessions. And a lot of people don't bring enough intensity. Can you what are your thoughts as far as intensity is concerned for women? Like, how much intensity are they supposed to be bringing to the gym when they work out?
Well, first of all, I think, sometimes people hear the word intensity, or they look at me when I'm training clients and, they're like, oh my God, I could never, ever do that. But the thing is, with intensity, it comes with progression,
Yes.
So we may start off with something that maybe you normally do on a regular, but as we continue to work together, then of course I'm going to push you a little harder, not to the point where it's, drill sergeant boot camp style right off the bat, but just to get you out of that comfort zone. So in the beginning, the intensity may be kind of mild. You may even feel, okay, I can do this on my own. But I guarantee as we progress on, I'm going to push you a little harder. I'll see what you're capable of. So with the intensity, there comes the progression, so that, you can really reach those goals, and you can see that you're a lot stronger than you think you were, or that you can cross over that threshold of, just doing the cardio, that, what you put in will be what you really get out, know, and if you're serious about your health, the way that you look, we can't overlook that. Just age defying everything. If you're serious about it, the intensity has to eventually get to the point where, once you're done, you say, you know what, Teneka, thank you very much. I gave you my all and I'm ready for the next one. I'm feeling stronger. I'm feeling happier. I'm feeling less stressed. I'm ready to take it to the next level. If we got it, I'm going to get you there. Believe me.
That is powerful, because what you're saying about just that progression, I think that's really important, because a lot of times people will get in there and they will bring too much intensity, and that'll be their last time
absolutely
in the gym. So that progression is key right there for people to understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that you start out gradual and you add on to it. Because we're in this kind of quick fix society. People get in the gym, couple workouts, and if they're not seeing results, they're done. And then they go in, they go too hard, and then they believe that they injured themselves because they're super sore. So really having that education and that guidance to help you along the way, I think, is really important. So
absolutely.
So
absolutely.
For our listeners that are new out there, what's a good amount of times a week that women should exercise, or anyone, man, woman? What's the amount of times per week that's good to exercise, you think?
I would say we take a beginner, someone that their main focus was, of course, to lose the belly. That's usually what everybody wants. They want that six pack, or they just want to lose weight. So what I would say is at least no less than 2 days a week. The reason I say 2 is because it gives you time to, one, fit it into your schedule, to make it part of your weekly routine. It's not something that, oh gosh, I got to do this. It becomes like any other thing. You get up in the morning, you go to work. You get up, you have a doctor's appointment on this day, that's what you have to do. It just becomes part of your schedule. So at 2 days a week, it's not that the bar is extremely low, but at the same time, it's not extremely high. So it gives you that kind of that leeway, to let me just get started, let the ball start rolling. And in those 2 days, anywhere from like maybe an hour and a half, I would suggest maybe break it up into maybe like 20, 30 minutes of cardio, another 30 minutes of resistance training, and then like another 10 or so minutes of stretching, which is just as important as the cardio and the resistance training. But yeah, like a minimum of 2 days. If you have an extra day or so within your week that you can get in there and maybe just have a cardio day where you're really, sweating and you're moving and you get those muscles nice and warmed up, then 3 days is perfect. But for a beginner, 2 to 3 days would be perfect.
And one thing that you said in there, and I'm really happy that you said it, is the stretching being just as important as all of the other aspects of the training. Because I tell people all the time, it doesn't matter how strong or fit your muscle is. If it's tight, if it's a tight muscle, it's not healthy. So you bringing in the point about stretching, that's a huge piece, because, how often do we see people when they're done, they just leave? They leave the gym. How often do we see that?
Absolutely, all the time.
Yeah, can you talk about that, like the importance of a cool down and just stretching at the end of your workout?
Sure. Well, after you put in the work, and the muscles are fatigued and tired, usually what happens is 2 or so days after that, wonderful weightlifting session workout, you have muscle soreness, which is DOMS. It's delayed onset muscle soreness. So, if you're new to it, what happens is your body is basically mad at you and you're in pain. So, and you're in pain. So your body's like, okay, so you did this because what? So I'm going to show you how I'm feeling by what you did to me. So your body is sore. So after you're done with your workout program, stretching, what it does is, first of all, it'll just it'll slow your heart rate down back to a normal heart rate. And, all of the functions start to go back to quote unquote normal. But for your muscles, because as you're lifting, so what basically happens is when you're lifting, in order to develop like a lean muscle where, you see that nice tone definition, it's actually the muscle, it has like minute tears. So, you want to heal those tears, which build a lean muscle. So stretching kind of calms that muscle down. It stretches it out because when you're lifting, the contraction with the muscles makes the muscles kind of tight. Some people cramp up while they're lifting and everything like that. So if after your lifting session, you stretch out those muscles, you're relaxing. It's kind of like when you go to get a massage. Your muscles are tight and tense. And with the massage, they kind of just relax and everything. So stretching does the same thing. And like the benefit, not only does it relax the muscles, but it helps to eliminate that DOMS, after workout soreness. So, whereas if you go in, you hit a hard workout, no stretching, you leave, you could be in crippling pain like the next day or two. Whereas if you stretch, you may feel that you work those muscles, but the pain level is considerably low. And, it just helps with the flexibility as well. Just like you said, the stiff muscles limit your range of motion when you're lifting or just in everyday movement. And you're not working that muscle to its full potential. So if you're stretching after, you've done your workout, that flexibility is necessary for us all, no matter the age that we're at. You want to have some type of flexibility to your body. You don't want your body to be tight and stiff. So, the stretching really, really helps, just overall, general, after your workout. So it's necessary.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
And one of the things that you mentioned to us as far as like your personal philosophy when it comes to exercise is that mind-body connection. Can you share that with us, the whole mind-body connection thing in the gym and why you feel that it's important and why people need to establish that? Sure.
So the mind-body connection, it's a two-part. So the first part is, you may have gone to the doctor and the doctor tells you, you need to lose a couple pounds, or you're pre-diabetic, or anything that doctor may tell you and give you like that chance where you can, instead of the meds, instead of all of the medication that they can prescribe for you to fix the problem, they give you that chance, so that you can go home and possibly take care of it without the medication. So mind-wise, you have to mentally kind of sit yourself down and talk to yourself and say, look, okay, do I want to be on this medication for X amount of months, X amount of years, when I can do something as simple as exercising and working out to eliminate this and eliminate that need for medication and just overall, feel better and not have the side effects of the medication and what it could possibly be. If that's what you really want and you don't want to have to worry about any type of down the road, side effects that may cause more harm than good.
Yes.
If that's a decision that you can honestly sit down or look in the mirror and say, look, this is what I want to do, then that's where the mind-body connection comes in. Okay, you have it in your mind that this is what I need to do. That body works with it. It gets moving. You guys have that powwow, and you do what you need to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one mind-body connection. The other one, it applies to actually working out. So with the resistance training, with the lifting, with the exercise training all together, once you establish your exercise routine, you know, you want to focus on, especially with the resistance training, you want to focus on what the movement, you want to focus on that muscle that you're working. Like, let's take squats, for instance. So squats, you know, most people squat down, the knees are going over the toes, and the hips are dropping too low and everything like that. So once you have that proper form, the technique is embedded in your mind. You know how you're properly doing it. You don't have to worry so much about injuries that you could possibly receive from doing it the wrong way. So, you know, if you focus on that muscle, if you focus on that movement, then your mind and your body are literally working together to prevent, you know, any type of, it's unfortunate. You see a lot of people in the gym, they lift heavy, they go hard, but because their technique was not taught, the foundation of their lifting was not taught properly, they have injuries. So now there's a setback. So if you're not taught right, and if your foundation isn't strong, then of course mentally you think you're doing the right thing. Your body's just kind of following everything, but in the long run, you end up hurting yourself and setting yourself back. So you want, you know, you want the mind and the body to connect together, so that you can continue on with your, you know, with your routine and just live your life healthy and not have to worry about injuring yourself when you're in the gym trying to improve yourself.
Right.
Right. Thank you. You're sharing a lot of valuable information that will give women and men just a better perspective on exercise and fitness and their approach to the gym, for it to be more holistic. One of the things, because I know that that you're N.A.S.M certified, one of the things that always attracted me about the N.A.S.M certification is I feel like it's a very holistic certification, just in their approach to exercise, really working on the functionality of movements and really being able to translate what you're doing in the gym and have that carry over into your overall life. You know, what's the point of just kind of doing things that you only do in the gym, but you throw your back out, you know, picking up your child, you know, like,
exactly.
So I appreciate your approach to fitness. And, as we start to wrap up, let me ask you a question. If there was like one tip that you can give people in regards to, you know, exercising or just kind of getting out there and doing what they have to do, if it was one tip or one thing that would have the most impact on them, what would that be? What would you tell them?
I would have to say that, you know, you have to look at your life as a whole picture, meaning that, you know, by incorporating the exercise and fitness into your life, you can truly add years onto it. You can make it as healthy as possible. It's not the cure-all, but it can definitely make things much better as far as mentally, especially in society today, and physically. You know, in general, it's that for some almost that the necessary evil, but at the same time, it's needed. You know, when we look at certain communities, a lot of the issues and things that are faced, something simple as getting out there and getting moving and active and you know, just watching your diet and things we consume, not just through food and everything, but, through what we listen to and what we see.
Yes.
I think collectively, if we can kind of shift that focus, and we look at that life picture, in the end, collectively with everything, I just truly think it would be a much better world overall, honestly.
Thank you for that.
Yes.
And you're doing some amazing work out there, and I'm sure some of our listeners are going to hear this show, and they're going to be motivated, and they're going to want some guidance. They're going to want some guidance for you, and they may want to seek you out. And you're in New Jersey. And if for people that want to, contact you, follow you social media wise, is there any thing that you can share with them to allow people to connect with you?
Sure. So like I said, I'm a personal trainer at the club at Ricochet in South Plainfield, New Jersey. And I can actually be reached there at 908-753-2300. If you have any questions or are possibly looking for some tips or possibly a personal trainer in the area, you can reach me via email. And my email address is Teneka, that's TENEKA1 @gmail.com.
Thank you. And if there was as far as your final thoughts on what you would like to leave with our listeners, what do you have any final words that you would like to share?
I would have to say that, with the way of the world today, we all need something that maybe we can collectively come together and build that togetherness, and feel like maybe like a family unit. Mm-hmm. And if it's exercise, if it's healthy eating, if it's yoga, if it's Pilates, if it's something that we can come together and maybe, relieve some stress and uplift and help one another, if it's via those particular means, I think we should focus on that, and we should build on the foundation to just bring us together and to really help us all, and take the stresses off of our shoulder. If only for an hour and a half, just feel the togetherness. Honestly, that's what I would have to say.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And it was definitely a pleasure having you on our show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, because I know that it's important for you to spread your message. So I know that this is going to benefit a lot of people, and hopefully it'll motivate you to get out and get active beyond just weight, but just for longevity.
Stress relief.
Yeah, longevity across the board, and that includes everything. So, yeah, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate you, and keep up the incredible work that you're doing.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Peace and blessings.
Thank you.
So that is the conclusion of our interview with Teneka Thomas. Hopefully you enjoyed the interview, but most importantly, you received value from it. And for access to the show notes pages where you can learn more about Teneka, the information that she shared in terms of contact information, as well as the links to the retreat waiting list, membership site waiting list, and so on and so forth. Just go to lifestrengthandhealth.com/66. That's lifestrengthandhealth.com/66 to get direct access to the show notes pages. Okay. And until next time, live healthier. We want to say thank you for listening to the show and for access to the show notes pages, more podcast episodes, blog content, as well as more information about our center, Life Strength and Health. Then just visit us at lifestrengthandhealth.com. Until next time, live healthier.